Welcome in to another edition of Nick Patrick's Mailbag. I am your co-host, Casio, the Casio Kid, and I am here with the man of the hour, the NWO heel ref himself. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Nick Patrick.
Hey, brother, how you doing, man? Good to see you.
Good, man. Good to be here. How is life going for you, brother?
Life's doing well, man. Just got cool things going on, chilling, taking care of family, and my mom's not doing that well, but all the other aspects of life are putting right along, doing pretty well, man.
Good. That's good. Oh, look, I see a Led Zeppelin shirt.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, man.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Nice, man. I'm always you said you got to see them, right?
No, that's one of the few that I didn't get to see.
Chioda. That was my other ref
I
buddy.
was going to go see them. They had a big concert booked at the Atlanta Fulton County Stadium, and it was going to be the first concert that I went, because my mom had already taken me to see Elvis twice.
Okay.
So I was going to Led Zeppelin at the stadium was going to be my first concert, and I had tickets for it, and they canceled the concert, and I didn't get to go see them. And I never saw them after that, and so when I got the money back and ZZ Top was coming, and I loved them, and I was wearing that Tres Hombres album out, that and Fandango. I was wearing them out. So I went and saw the first one that I wanted to go see, and that my mom took me and a couple of my buddies and dropped us off, and picked us back up. But that was ZZ Top at the Omni.
Nice.
Yeah, back in the day, it was really fun. It was good, man. And I ended up getting to meet Billy Gibbons down the road later on in life, at a wrestling show one time. And he knew who I was. I thought that was really super cool.
Really?
Yeah. I was doing the NWO thing at the time, and he come back because he went to the matches a lot out there in Houston, and he come back and was saying hi to everybody. When he come by me, he shook my hand. He laughed. He said, "Man, you crack me up with that stuff you've been doing out there, man." And it made me laugh, but I thought I was just so flattered. Like, holy shit, he knows who I am, man. And that was the first concert that, other than my mom making me go see Elvis when I was a little kid, and that was the first concert that I really wanted to go see,
Man, that would have been a good one.
Yeah, it was too. I've seen them a few times, through different eras, because ZZ changed throughout years, different sounds, still that Texas rock, but they had the different
bluesy
80s
and then
sound.
the 80 drum machine.
Yeah, all the 80, yeah, they just went through the whole change,
They are I actually saw them I think I've seen them 3 times now. I saw them solo. I forgot who was with. Oh, just a local guy was with them the first time, and then the second time was actually their first show after the guitar player passed away, Dusty Hill.
Oh yeah, okay.
When he passed, it was their first show back. After that, everybody thought they might cancel the tour, but they decided to keep going, and they were phenomenal. And then last time I saw them, they opened up for Leonard Skinner coming through, and got to see them jamming together.
Yeah, that'd have been a great concert to go see. I remember that tour.
And
I didn't get to see it, but I remember it.
They're coming to Huntsville this year, and they're going to be co-headlining with Dwight Yoakam. So that'll be a fun little party show.
They'll pack it out.
Yeah, they'll pack
it out. They'll sell some beer there that night.
Yeah, they will. Yeah. We are live all the way live. Hopefully you're watching live, but appreciate you consuming this wherever and whenever you are consuming this. We exclusively go live here on Podcast Heat Wrestling YouTube. Please like and subscribe before you leave. Turn on those notifications. If you like and subscribe, you will be able to chat with us. And then, of course, you turn on those notifications, and you will never miss one of our live shows. We like to keep it as regular as possible, but you never know when we might pop up and do a bonus or have to change days. So make sure you turn on those notifications, and you'll be ready to go and notified every single time we go live. We always do this. The heart of this show is interacting with all of y'all. So please send in whatever you like. We will chat about it. And even if you're watching the week before, maybe you don't get to watch it live, you get to watch it during the week, comment under the video And I like to go back and check and see if there's any questions we did not get to and try to get those on the next week. So feel free to comment all of those and let us know what you want to talk about. We've got sports. We talk about music. Of course, we're going to talk about wrestling. We're going to talk about food. We've got all kind of stuff to get to. We'll talk about what's going on in the world of Deep South as we get to the end of January. Nick, I know you got a bunch of things coming up in February. So we'll get to those before we get out of here as well. If you'd like for us to get to your chat, your text, your comment, your question, literally whatever it is, hit us up in the chat. We'll get to those. We'll get to as many of those as we can before we get out of here when the hour is up. And if you would like to jump to the front of the line and make sure we get to your chat, you can hit us up in the super chat. That is a great way. The best way to support this show is to hit us up with a super chat. That'll get you to the front of the line. That'll make sure we get you on. And then, of course, that money goes directly to the podcast where we can make this bigger and better constantly as we continue to roll along. And speaking of, Stuart Peck already hit us up in the super chat, so he is our first today.
All right.
Guys, I saw Twiggy the water skiing squirrel at this year's boat show, along with a 2026 Mastercraft X-Star 25 with an MSRP of $587,000. Good gracious. So I expect you bought it, Stuart.
Yeah. This is a little write-off.
What's wrong with that? A Mastercraft. Is that, I wonder if that's a pontoon or a X-Star 25. I'll try to look at that. Is that a pontoon or is that a speedboat? Nick, were you ever a boat guy?
Yeah.
You didn't ever have a boat, right?
No, I had a little old pontoon, little not a pontoon. I had a little John boat with a little
trolling motor.
Yeah, the troller and stuff. Go out to different ponds and some of my buddies' ponds and some of the bigger lakes. Yeah, with the bigger lakes with them trollers, unless you've got a little gas motor. But some of the lakes that we fish a lot, some of the county lakes, you can't use a gas motor. So you got to use your troller and maybe use two trollers, but you got to take extra batteries if you're going to be out there for the day. So make sure you make your ass back so you're not paddling.
What'd you like? What'd you like to fish, or were you just riding around?
I like bass fishing.
Okay.
Yeah, when but in different places too. I love lake bass fishing from a boat, but there's some river fishing down here in Georgia too. That we talked about the Flint River because you guys got a Flint River over there in Alabama.
Yeah,
we got one here in Central Georgia as well, and down in Central Georgia with that Flint, it's a lot of fun, man. You can rent canoes and go fishing, and they've got a kind of bass that's down there that they said it's the only place in the world you can catch them is down in the Flint River here in Georgia. It's called a red-eye shoal bass.
Red-eye shoal bass.
Yeah, so check that out. We go fishing for them, and but that's not just the kind of bass that's there. They've got large mouth and
is the red-eye shoal? Does it get bigger or is it smaller?
Yeah, they're smaller than a little smaller than a large mouth. Yeah, they're like kind of medium in between that small mouth and large mouth size. But but now there's some of them get pretty damn good size now because they're not a small mouth. They're a larger mouth bass, but they got their eyes a little different, colors. It's a cool looking little fish, and we've seen some alligator gar paddling down there. First trip we went down there, I was paddling in a canoe with my son, and we had a buddy that was in a different canoe paddling along with us. We was kind of following him because he knew the river. He'd fished there all the time. He's been fishing there since he was a kid. So we were just following him because he knew the river. And we was out in the main current, and we looked down in the water, and there was a damn alligator gar that was bigger around, because I got skinny-ass legs, but this subject was bigger around in my leg and damn near as long as our canoe. I was like, look at the size. And he was just like in the middle of the current. We was, the current was in the deep where the current was moving. So we, was letting it carry us on down, and we was picking different fishing spots along the way. And I'm sure one of them bit into because my son Tony and my buddy was standing because we get in there and we walk in the river, and they were standing waist deep in this little pool that ran off to the side. and there was a log down in there, and I popped and I caught a brim come out from underneath that log. So I'm reeling this brim in, and now they're standing in the pool, and I'm reeling this brim across, and all of a sudden my pole just went whang! It bent slap. Oh, and I was like, holy shit! And it was taking line, and it was heading out towards the current, and I was trying to reel it, and fight it. All of a sudden, boom! It popped loose. And when it come back, my brim was still on there, but he was mangled all the shit, man. Yep, that's them, brother.
Boy,
They got right in the middle. The ones that we saw that was that side, they were like, man, it was as long as our canoe easily. But they just sit right there cruising, and they stay in one spot. Their body
yeah.
moves back and forth, and they just catch shit as it comes down river. But
It's like the when you see the eagles or the hawks, so they're just floating in the airstream.
Yeah.
They don't even move.
Just riding it.
Them guards just float, man.
That's what they do.
You can catch them with a rope. My uncles and everything, they throw literally a rope and just start pulling it, and that guard just grab it, and the teeth will get stuck in, and you just pull it on in. I mean, you can't do anything with them there, but they are scary looking.
I've seen people catch some big old garfish, man.
Yeah, they'll catch the fish that you caught, like you said. They'll catch that fish.
Yeah, they got those big alligator gar, and then they got a bunch of those little needle nose gar.
Oh yeah,
catch
long.
Yeah.
There's a little shoal bass.
There it is.
That's a good looking fish.
Yeah, they're fun, man. They're fun catch.
I was about to say, look, the largemouth, you're gonna be fighting them things. That looks like it's a good size. Where you got a little fight on your hand, but you still got it. By the way, let's see what we got. Here's the Mastercraft $500,000. Stuart Peck said Mastercraft makes wake surf boats. Didn't buy this year, but looking at a Sea Ray SPX 190 for the future. Sea-Doo and Cali make fishing jet skis. Boy, that thing right there. Look at those speakers up on the top.
Man, that's
a good looking boat right there.
That's beautiful, man.
I mean, I don't got the $500,000 to
no,
get it, but
no, I'd be so afraid I'd mess that thing up. I'd have to hire somebody. I'd have to hire somebody to back it in and pull it out for me. I ain't screwing that thing up, man. Well, if you had that kind of money, you could get one of them trucks that backs itself up, man. Then you don't have to worry about it.
Let's see what we got here in the chat. Y'all hit us up. Thank you for those super chats, Stuart. We appreciate it.
Yeah, that was cool. That's a damn good looking boat too, man. Wow.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Eric Tate said, "Hey Nick, Deep South Wrestling will be coming to Springfield, Missouri. Will Deep South Wrestling be coming to Springfield?"
Never say never, brother. I mean, I love Springfield too, and I'm an old Missouri boy. I was born in St. Joe. And my family, also where all my relatives and stuff are from. But Springfield is very cool. I remember Springfield. I think it was that old mosque building that they had. I can't remember what they called it. It was one of those mosques. It was older. And I'm sure they got a more state of the art building there now. That's been it's been years since I've been out there. But that old mosque building was cool and a great wrestling atmosphere too. Man, it was I've been in that place packed out several times. But Deep South, that'd be an honor to go up there, But right now we're concentrating on getting strong right here where we're at, But to be going to some places like that and to stretch out, that would be cool, Never say never,
That's a good thing if it ends up there. It means y'all are starting to travel more, and y'all took over the Atlanta area.
Because we do travel, but that's Springfield's a good way. We'd have to have a cluster of shows, and I would have to come up with a travel group from my crew, because most of our local guys, a lot of they've got regular jobs and stuff too, and they wrestle every night that they can, so just to say, hey, let's take off on a 2 or 3 week run that loops us all up through Missouri and back. There's some guys that can do that, but you'd have to have a crew of guys, of probably 6 or 8 guys, and then promote it in a way where you used local guys at different places, and give them a look and promote it and bill it that way, so that people know that their local kids are getting a chance to do something to get looked at,
Yeah. Yeah. You're going to have, yeah, like you said, full roster of your guys versus whoever's they got
fill in,
coming in. Yeah.
fill in with about 4 or 5 slots,
Yeah.
of local guys, not half and half, but have the strongest part of our roster there that can
Yeah.
travel, and fill in slots, and look, because people have their own followings, and that's another thing to look at too, is check out these kids' followings. A lot of kids promote the living hell out of themselves, and others kind of, just, or they're wanting you to do it for them, and that's not that's not how it works, especially at the indie level. At any level, even when you're under contract, you're constantly having to sell yourself, even if it's to the people that give you the contract. So never give up. Always keep moving. Always keep plugging. Always keep selling, and always keep pumping new ideas. Even if it's a bad idea, it might spark a good idea.
Well, Eric, Nick is hoping to get up there, and we are shameless promoters, so we will definitely tell you when we get that Springfield, Missouri gig on the books. He also said, praying for your mom. So thank you for that,
Thank you very
Eric.
much. Thank you,
Stuart
man.
said happy MLK Day and prayers for your mom as well. Yes, happy MLK Day. A lot of people are off work today, so we appreciate y'all joining us over here. Let's see what we got. Mike D. He said, what was it like getting choke slammed by Kane?
You get up there, it's a bump, and those big guys, you're up there. But he takes care of you. You're going to land right. You're going to land flat. He's not going to just dump you and hurt you. But a choke slam was a bump. Now it's, and just because we know how to land without killing ourselves, don't mean that it doesn't hurt and doesn't knock the wind out of you. So yeah, getting choke slammed by Kane, it's a good bump. It's a safe bump, but it's a bump.
What is there, like, on your side? What do you have to do to get choke slammed by Kane?
To make it smooth, and the first time I messed up and didn't do it right. But with him, he wants to have one hand on his shoulder so that to brace yourself. And
your hand on his shoulder?
Yeah, your hand on his shoulder. So but you put your hand on that shoulder and he boosts you, then he'll get you, and he landed me perfectly. He choke slammed me several times. Hell, there was one time they had him choke slam me like 4 or 5 times in a row. Yeah, I was like, damn. I said, how much time off y'all giving me? You sure? I'm damn sure know you don't want me to come back and do another match tonight. Did y'all think about that shit?
How much time y'all giving me?
Yeah, I just got chokeslammed 5 times by a freaking killer. If they see me come out and ref 2, 3, 4 matches later, then his chokeslam didn't mean shit. A chokeslam like that, they should have carted me off in a body bag, man.
40 ounce said not the kind of high one would like. No, getting you high up there. That's a different.
No, I would rather do the RVD gimmick than that.
Look, I'm going to put you on the spot. You never have to answer anything I ask you, but have you ever in the past got the different kind of high with the one Mayor Kane?
No, I never knew him to be a smoker.
I was going to say, I've never heard him say it. That's why I wanted to ask.
He wasn't one of the guys that was a smoker. I'd never really even known him. I never even think I saw him drink. He was always stayed to himself, worked out. It was super nice guy. But
I've never heard one of the wild bunch about him.
No, he wasn't one of the wild bunch. I'm sure he's drank before, but I've never seen it. Just a super, super nice guy. He's one of those guys that thank God he's a nice guy because he had the potential to wreck the room if he wanted to, man.
By the way, I want to go back to this because this is super fun. We got sidetracked by the expensive boat, but when Stuart hit us, he said he got to see the water skiing squirrel. Have you ever seen the water skiing squirrel, Nick?
I just seen video of it. Yeah, at the boat show deal, right? It's in one of the big pools. Yeah, they used to have the little places where you could fish for a trout, and then they had the skiing squirrel. Yeah, I've seen it, but it's been years. There you go.
I got a fun story. I went to the boat show a few years ago with the radio station, and they brought Twiggy out there, and Twiggy, they put Twiggy on the table, and Twiggy crawled up on her shoulders and stuff, and I thought it was great. Had this little life jacket on, and then Twiggy crawled up on my head and peed.
Oh no!
All over my head. So me and Twiggy hadn't spoke since. I'm not too friends.
I don't know how to put a twist on that. I know that if a bird craps on you, they say it's supposed to be good luck. But a squirrel peeing on you, that's a new one to me, man.
I know you gotta.
There's not a whole lot of folks that can say that's happened to them in this world. I had a squirrel crawl up on me and piss on my head.
Much less a skiing squirrel.
Oh, yeah. A celebrity squirrel with that. Yeah. One with skills, man.
I might be the only person in the world. We don't know. We'll have to check.
Y'all bonded over that moment.
We did. We did bond over that moment. Yeah, Stuart had never seen him. Yeah, I mean, it's fun. You see it. It's fun.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna knock it. I sat there and watched it until he peed on my head the next day.
Yeah, you brought your pit bull next time.
Yeah, I was like, let's keep the squirrel away.
There's that squirrel. my old dog. I had an old Labrador yellow lab. And man, when he saw squirrels out in the yard, he just wanted to go get one, man. He would look at it, and me and my son Tony would look at him and say, oh, go get them some bitches. And when we'd say that, man, he'd get so jacked up, and we'd say that a couple of times. We'd open that door, man, and they could hear him coming because we had him so jacked up when he run out the door, he was going, and he'd go running. But as soon as the squirrels heard him, they're like, boop.
Oh, yeah, no chance.
Yeah. We had German Shepherds when I was a kid. They caught squirrels. They didn't give them all that bark. They just were fast and boom, And I had an old Roddy that caught one time. He caught a bluebird one time, my Roddy.
A bluebird?
Ate the damn bird. It made him sick as hell for a couple of weeks. But I come out in the backyard, and he was sitting there like that, like he hadn't done shit, and he had blue feathers sticking out of his mouth, man. And I said, oh, shit. And, man, it made him throw up, and he was sick for a couple of weeks from doing that, man.
Really?
Yeah, man, just pooping and throwing up. It's like, yeah, well, don't eat a damn bird.
Well,
we feed you as well. We feed you every night. What the hell?
Well, my pit bull over here, he's back here somewhere. He chases he likes chasing squirrels, but they don't ever get close. By the way, Stuart said bluebirds are aggressive little men.
Yeah, they are.
They might have attacked him.
But my Roddy was a little bit more. But that look on his face, like he didn't do anything, was like
blue feathers.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, it was like a comedy routine.
Yeah, but now my pit bull Hank, I got rabbits in my backyard, tons.
Oh man,
and he has tried every theory he can think of to catch these rabbits. Of course, he's never going to catch it, but he's tried the bum run. Like as soon as I open the door, he'll just take off running. Mm-hmm. And now he's like a cat, like a lion, where he just barely moves.
Yeah.
Hoping the rabbit won't see him. And he'll go all across the whole yard.
Yeah, stop.
And that rabbit sees him the whole time.
And wait till he gets close and just moves real quick. Yeah.
And then he stops. He doesn't even chase him. He's like, damn it.
Yo, damn. I almost had him.
We used to have, when I was married, we had chickens. And every now and then we would get over and, as good as you can train a dog, it's that instinct. If there's a chicken, it's prey.
Yeah.
And my niece happened to be there one time when he got a chicken, and she viewed him different for about a year. She's like, he's the nicest dog ever. Why'd he do that? I go, he can't help it. It's a chicken.
It's that damn chicken's fault, man.
Yeah, I don't know how to teach him.
He paid the ultimate price for that mistake.
Hey, we put all the precautions in for that chicken not to get in, and he got in. So that was on him. Let's. Well, we got all kinds of stuff in the chat. Let's see. 40 ounce. C-Dub is with us. Thank you, buddy.
All right, C-Dub. What's up, Bubba?
40 ounce, of course, if you are new to the show, part of the Deep South roster. And he said, there's heat there. Book a ski off with jousting. If Casio wins, he gets to pee on the squirrel's head.
I like it. We can,
Stuart,
we got the jet ski guy, man. We'll get you one of them power
Stuart, you
ones.
pull me, and then we'll have the skiing squirrel, and then we'll joust, and winner gets to pee on the other one.
I'm smelling money, brother.
Just make it a Deep South event.
Let's go. A new Deep South main event match.
Let's get a kiddie pool. Let's get a kiddie pool, and I'll sit in it and have the squirrel.
The squirrel joust.
Stuart said that's the 11th Twiggy. Well, it was going to be the 12th. I would have got my hands on it after it peed on me. Said the average lifespan is 5 to 6 years. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all hit us up in the chat. We'll get to those as quick as possible. Nick, today would have been the legendary Pat Patterson's 85th birthday. Of course, a legend in the wrestling business.
Yeah.
So many things tied to him. Just a great mind for wrestling. What do you think of when you think of him? I know he, of course, spent all his time in WWE, WWF. You came on late. What was your interactions and relationship like with Pat Patterson?
I always got along really well with him. He was a brilliant mind of how to story tell, first of all, but he knew how to take old school psychology and blend with new school, and make it tell stories. And he knew how to really good at creating moments, because a lot of times people, those moments are what they remember more than all the spots and all the stuff, that moment where you get this boom and let them just absorb what's going on. But I always loved when he was the agent for whatever match I was doing, because it was a learning experience. You could, just by listening to how he would set things up and why they would work, and and he was probably one of the best. I guess they call them producers now, but they called them agents back then. But I remember the first time I worked with him, Vince had just bought us, and Marcus went up there, Marcus Bagwell, Buff. And and he was one of the guys when they made a lot of people go and train at this place for a while, and I think it was more of an attitude check for a lot of people, And anyway, Marcus was one of them. He had to do that, so he gets on the deal, and he's got a match with Booker T, and I'm the ref for it. I reffed a lot of Booker's matches because we were close. I worked with him a lot, and traveled with him a lot. So Pat's the agent. Pat now is like one of the most brilliant minds in the business, right?
Yeah.
So he's going over what he wants us to do. Now, we had just started going up there. And when we first started going up there, the fans hated our guts. I didn't give a damn if you was a babyface, a heel, or a ref. If you was WCW in any way, form, or fashion, they hated you. And it wasn't that money heat. It was like that you have to prove yourself kind of heat,
Right.
And so anyway, Pat is they're going over the stuff of what to do, and it started from the very get-go of the entrance. Whatever Pat said, Marcus was like, and it didn't really sit well with him, So he kind of had that throughout part of the deal, So Pat,
he's already on to it.
Yeah, so we're sitting there and we've gone through a lot of stuff, and all of a sudden Marcus goes, Pat, I don't think you realize something, man. And I goes, what's that, Marcus? And Marcus goes, man, when I come out through that curtain, I'm going to get a huge pop. And when he said that, me and Booker T went, and we looked at each other, and I thought Booker was going to give it. He did not just say that. One of them gimmicks, like But we were like, oh man, because we were all, we're all new and we're all having to prove ourselves, and Pat handled it really well, and Marcus, the match didn't go well, for whatever reason, and they ended up more or less putting the heat on Marcus for the match not going well. And, and I think, and looking back on it, I think that's, kind of where it should have went. And that's not a slant on Marcus, because I'm really, really proud of how well he's doing right now. because I've seen Marcus in the good and the bad,
Yeah.
and losing his leg and the situation that he's in now. I've seen him when you look in somebody's eyes and their face and their color, and you can tell when and he looks better now than I think I've seen him maybe ever, from a clarity standpoint.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
You can see it in the eyes.
Yes,
Yeah.
in the mannerisms and everything. It's you can tell, and I'm really happy that he's in the place where he's at. But there was
Yeah.
a time with Marcus that like, damn, dude.
Your Booker T is actually shout out to the Not Sam podcast. He's actually, I've heard him on there. Booker T talked about that night as well and said
Yeah,
Pat tried to give Buff some advice, and Buff was like, "No, I'm good, and they're not going to be
yeah,
hostile to me. They love me. Don't worry about it." And
yeah,
that did not that did not pan out like Buff thought. But
yeah,
shout out to the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Pat Patterson. Would have been 85 today. I only got to meet him twice. And once was at Starcast. We had the roast, and of course, he loved to do karaoke. So I hosted
yeah.
karaoke twice, and he jumped up and sang "I Did It My Way." And
No, that was his
just,
deal.
just a great dude, man.
Yeah. I always got
Uh,
along real well with him. There was a lot of bad stories in the past, but that was never my experience with him. Plus, but he knew my dad from way back in the day too. So yeah, but still, I don't. Like I said, he was great to work with, man. You learn from. He's one you sit there, shut the F up and listen.
yeah.
Just shut the F up and
If you just
listen.
absorb, you don't even have
Yeah,
to talk to him.
yeah.
Just absorb what he's
If you're
doing.
going to say something, let it be a question that's pertinent to this barrage of brilliance that's been put on you. Because he was that smart, about presentation and setting up moments and creating new school for a lot of kids think new school is just the spot. No, I mean new school is more amped up, but it's old school with a B12 shot and you gotta take old school psychology and storytelling, but you gotta soup it up, man. There's no more grabbing a hold and sitting here in this hold until they come with it. You got to keep moving and you got to keep the story going. Because once you start laying down in that hole, it's real easy for them to go flip. And that's what they've been geared towards. And it's over time. So, but you also have to know how to tell the story, how to set up a time to where it makes sense for people to be down and they're absorbed in the moment, so they don't want to go flip. That's why you create those moments. One of the reasons why. But like I'm telling you, you can bust your ass and do spot. When they go home, it's those moments that are set up and executed properly. That's what they usually remember the most and what they take home.
And of course, Pat, most of y'all that are watching know, and if you don't, you'll be excited to learn that Pat Patterson credited with inventing the Royal Rumble and booking the first one. And
Wow.
did you know that, Nick?
No, I did not know that. That's
Really?
yeah, that's wrestling history trivia. That's a great wrestling history trivia question right there.
He invented and booked the first Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that's a lot of work booking that thing. Whew.
Especially think about the first time you picked
There's
one of those.
So
and you
many
go,
moving
what are we
parts.
doing?
Yeah, there is so many moving parts, and you can't have a group of people doing it because everybody has to be on the same page with all those moving parts. So it takes like one agent has to be pretty much in charge of, but there's so many things going on, and that's quite an undertaking. But it was wow. It's one of their classic signature. Hope nothing lasts forever, but that's one of them that I hope does. Royal Rumble is really, really cool and really entertaining, and it's cool now that they have a ladies' rumble and that they have. I mean, that's as entertaining as the guys' rumble, and it's a testament that they have enough lady characters that are over to have a Rumble. You know,
It's amazing. Yeah.
Didn't used to be that way back in the day.
Yeah.
You
You
know,
could,
and
you
now
couldn't
it
do it
is.
because you couldn't fill it out with people that they
Yeah.
knew.
Yeah.
Much less that are over. And then, yeah, that, like
Yeah.
you said, that is a testament to all of them. Let's see what we got here going on. Also, it is a birthday. I want to bring this up. Also, by the way, before we move on, Royal Rumble coming up in a couple weeks. We're gonna try, Nick. Let's just call it. We're gonna try to get your son Big Nick's Royal Rumble pick before it comes. So we'll try to get him. He will appear by phone, right?
Yeah, that's what I was going to try today because of the football games we got coming up, and I thought about it. Hell, I'll just call him and put him on speaker, and then you guys will get to hear Big Nick. Yeah, because Big Nick's a sweetheart, man.
Well, let's get him on for the Rumble.
Yeah, he had his phone charging, and he didn't have it with him right now. So yeah, we'll get him on because the Rumble is his thing, man. Because I told him to pick 2 pay-per-views because I used to get every damn pay-per-view that come out wrestling wise, ours and TNA's and everything, you know. And I said, okay, that's it. Not, you know, pick 2. And WrestleMania is the one, and Royal Rumble are the 2 that we always religiously get.
All right, so we'll get together at some point again before Rumble. We'll get his Rumble pick, and then the week after that, we'll get him to give us his Super Bowl pick. How about that?
Yeah, that's you ought to watching a pay-per-view with Big Nick is so fun, man, because he gets so into it. Oh man, he's got a couple of those toy belts, you know, and we didn't get him the big ones because we didn't want him hitting himself in the head accidentally, you know. But he's got a couple of different ones, and he'll go get them and set them by his side. And when it comes title time, and when that music comes out, he grabs that belt and throws it up there and goes, ah. And it's like he's just celebrating, like he just won the world. Oh yeah, I got and he gets up and dances with the intro music to different songs and stuff. And he just thoroughly enjoys watching a pay-per-view. I had a couple of people that used to come and watch the Rumble with him, you know, every year. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it this year or not, but we do it over here at Tony's house a lot because
nice.
He gets to sit. It's just something different, you know.
Yeah.
He can sit over here and chill, and you know, and it's another way to get some interaction with Big Nick, you know, other than just being with me or his mom all the time.
Also celebrating a birthday today. I can't wait to see if you've crossed paths with him along the way. You've both been in the business a long time. It is the Mr. Birthday of Mr. Ron Killings, R-Truth, turning 54 today, still going strong in the business. I know he is a buddy of our mutual friend, Road Dogg, of course.
Yeah.
What was your interactions? Have you? I know he has always been. Well, he did WWE and then TNA a little bit. Did y'all ever cross paths, Nick?
We met several times. We've met and talked, and probably even smoked before, but never really worked together. It was like we were in different places at the same time. I met him through Road Dogg, you know.
Yeah.
And but you know, like I said, we met a few times, but when I was there, he was doing a run somewhere else, and when he was there, I was either done or something or hurt or what, you know. And we never really, I never made a trip with him, you know, yeah. But I've known him for a long time, but I've known him through Road Dogg.
Yeah.
But super nice guy, super talented guy, and very, very funny, man. Very, very
incredibly entertaining.
Yeah.
Just one of the best on there doing his music. He's hilarious. 24/7 champ multiple times. So good. Tag team champions, trio champions.
Yeah.
Just an incredible guy there's no, to me, if you had 1,000 R-Truths, you'd have a good company. You know what I mean?
That's
the guy you want on your roster. Yeah.
Yeah. That kind of attitude and dedication.
And do whatever you give him, whatever you want him to do, he can do it. And just a great dude in the business. We've also, coming up before we leave today, we get to more of your comments. We've also got 1, 2, 3 with Nick Patrick. You can get in on this. It is our segment where you give us a topic and you give us 3 things under that topic. So it could be, what are the three best refs out of these names? And you give us 3 different names. Nick will rank the 3 names you give him. Doesn't mean that's the best ever. It's just out of those 3 names, he will rank those. So if you want to get those in, get them in right now. We will get to those before the end of the show as well. Hit us up in the chats. We'll start getting back into those, and make sure if you want to jump to the front of the line, hit us up in those super chats as well. 40-ounce C-Duck said there's over 400 players rumored for WWE 26. And if Nick getting one of them, or maybe even a Deep South story mode, where when Johnny Ace came, you get to choose the cleanest clock, they are missing the boat.
Yeah, they had a game back in the day where you could actually hit me with a chair. If I was the ref character, and you could hit. They need to have that in one of the games where you can hit Johnny Ace with a chair. I think that it would, even just in sales to the boys alone, it would be dramatic. You know, anybody that's ever heard
the boys alone. I'm buying it just so I can finally get it in.
Yeah.
That's great stuff. Also, 40 ounce with Snow. Wonder what type of new match Dusty and Pat could have came up with if they were in the same war room for a long time.
Oh my goodness. Especially with new technology and stuff that's going on, green screen and all the things that you can, they used to try to go and do legitimate, stuff in junkyards and graveyards and in the backs of moving trucks and all kind of, there's just so much, sometimes you limit yourself, with the gimmicks, because it's hard to work with, people, like that big steel cage thing that they have that come in, the chamber of whatever, when that thing comes down, that's metal, man. And guys are killing themselves working with that, taking those bumps on the steel grates. Man, it's not gimmick, but they're making money and they're doing it. You know what I mean? But some of those gimmicks are just very unforgiving, man. Like the Chamber of Horrors gimmick, or the Chamber of Elimination Chamber, I think is what it's called. With a big cage,
Elimination Chamber.
The doors open and it's a big metal cage, and actual cages from cage matches are a lot safer. You can run, you can work with them a little bit. But some of the different gimmicks that they come up with, it's like a scaffold match. How much in the hell can you do on a freaking scaffold match? And it's like you're teasing people with, well, maybe somebody's going to fall and get hurt. But then if something doesn't happen, somebody doesn't take some dramatic bump, they kind of feel slighted, and it kind of takes away from the purpose of them being up there, So there's just some things I just, that scaffold match, I hated that always, because I'm not much on heights. And what can you do? It was a solid. It wasn't wide. Couldn't take a lot of bumps. Everybody was like holding on for their life up there, It was that was one of the ideas that
wasn't your thing.
Nah.
Let's see. 40 ounce knows, has there ever been a match that was talked about that you heard of but never happened? Some type of match, some crazy gimmick?
No, not, there's a lot of things have been tried that I've heard of.
Especially you were in the Vince Russo time. You tried a lot.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah. I don't really know of anything that you have to be in on the booking end to know that, and I wasn't always, I was my tenure as an agent wasn't all that long. It was about a little over a year, the last year or so that I was with WCW. That I would have heard something like that, but I didn't never hear it. I had never heard of anything like that. I have heard them trying to clarify what to do in different matches, like is a bull rope match and a chain match. How do you win? One ties them up and drags them around and tags it all corner. Well, then what's the difference between that and the four corners match? So you have to kind of come up. Things kind of get mishmashed, with each other. You got to clarify so that people can actually, if you don't clarify, then how are you going to follow it and understand, how do you got to know what you got to do to win in order to do it. And some of those are so jumbled together, bull ropes and chains and, but but at least you can work with those things. You just got to, make sure that, and that four corners is so hard to do. Does it start here? Do you go all the way around and go back to the one you started, or do you just 1, 2, 3, and 4?
Doesn't matter which order.
How are we doing this? It's like there's so many little nit shit things you have to think about, because if you don't think about them, all of a sudden you're out there and they present themselves live on TV, and you're like, oh shit, we should have thought about that. It's
so many things, so many little nuances that can go wrong or go good, or how we setting it up to begin with. First, let's get a couple quick promos, and then I've got some awesome 1, 2, 3 with Nick Patrick's coming up.
Okay, cool.
We'll do some shameless promotion real quick. Coming up, by the way, find out everything at We Are Deep South Wrestling. You can check out everything you want there. You can get your merch. You can see live events. You can see bios of some of the people on the roster. You can see highlights and link to all their social media. Coming up, Nick, on February 15th, you will be at New Realm again. Going to be a fun one. And which one is this? This is Monday Night Garage. Excuse me.
Yeah,
February
Monday
15th.
night. Yeah, Monday Night Garage. We'll be back, man. That's our new once a month spot. And we're going to be live streaming on YouTube. So you'll be able to check us out and see what we're doing live. We did our last one there, sort of a trial run. So we didn't promote over the top what we were doing, because we wanted our first trial run to see what we needed to work on, what we needed to fix.
Yeah.
Because there's always things, there's always things. So that was our first trial run. And every time we have a show like that, I have a group call with my team, and with there's a problem, the production, and there's all of us, my booker, and we talk about what went smooth, what didn't work, what we need to do to fix it in the direction that we want to go, and it keeps us all on the same page that way. That's that Monday Night Garage thing is going to be really good for us, and like I said, you'll be able to check us out on YouTube. And if you want to go see a local wrestling show, that is a fun place to go, man. It's indoors now. So, and we can go year round. It's nice and cool in the summer and the wintertime. And them outdoor shows, I love doing the outdoor shows. But, you can't do them year round. And Monday Night Garage is fun. They got all the different crafted brews, and they got the fire roasted pizzas there.
Come on now.
Yeah, and the wrestling's free. The beer and the pizzas and stuff is not. You got, but the wrestling part is free. And we pack them out. Last time we were there, like I said, we had standing room only, and they left buzzing, man. Our kids, it's a really fun atmosphere. And if you want to see some of the very best in independent wrestling, because that's what we bring. We're picking the people that are trying their best to break through to the next level, and that aren't just happy and doing it for fun. They're trying to break through. That's what you're going to see at Deep South. And the crowd there is just live. There's a lot of kids that come there. We're kid friendly, but we still bring it at the same time. So come check us out, man. Monday Night Garage is a great venue to come check us out.
That's going to be Sunday, February 15th, and 1 p.m. So during the day, you can come out, hang out. If you got a school night, you can still make it home in plenty of time to go to bed at a normal time. So that's going to be fun. Like you said, it's free. And then also coming up in February, it is Legacy Night, February 21st. That is going to be a super fun night. You've got the exhibition matches. You've got a panel, art. You've got some it's Legacy Night. That means you got some legends, some old friends coming through February 21st as well. Where is that going to be? Create ATL?
Yeah, Create ATL is really close down there to Monday Night Garage. It's I can't give you the exact. You'd have to check it out. But if you
Murphy Avenue, if you're familiar with Atlanta.
Yeah, find Create ATL, and that's where we're going to be, man. And it's going to be more intimate. It's going to be in closer. You get to talk, ask questions. I'm going to be there, and my friend Teddy Long's going to be there. And Teddy's, you'll be able to talk to him, ask him questions, buy merch, whatever you want to do. But Teddy is he's done it all, man. He's done it. When I first met Teddy Long, I was working for Georgia Championship Wrestling, and it was like my first year as a referee. and I would do those Omni shows. It was doing an Omni show to me was just monstrously friggin' huge because I grew up in Atlanta, and I went to concerts as a kid in the Omni and saw big, huge wrestling shows that my dad did, this big star in the Omni. Now I'm working in the Omni, and I'm like, wow. And I used to go out and watch the matches in between matches that I wasn't doing. And Teddy came by the first time and he introduced himself to me. And God, I can't, it had to have been late 80 and maybe 81, somewhere in there, and he gave me a big resume because he did a bunch of radio work and stuff over in Birmingham and some different places. And those were some of the towns that we were starting to go to every now and then, at Georgia Championship Wrestling. And so I turned the resume into one of the office managers. I don't think it did Teddy any good, because it's, different people back in the day, different times, different people. But I ended up wrestling, and started traveling around. And I was wrestling in Louisiana in '85, and I blew my knee out bad, man. I was really bad. I come home, and I was sitting there with my knee all propped up, man, and all blown out, and like, oh damn! And I saw wrestling come on TV. It was the Crockett Show, and there he was, referee, and I was like, holy shit, he made it! All right, So, and that was the first time I saw him in the ring, but I used to talk to him all the time, every time we'd go and I remember his son, Antoine, God rest his soul, sweet, really super nice guy. And he was just a little boy hanging out with Teddy back in the day, it's weird how time goes by. It's like a blink of an eye, folks. So just enjoy the ride. But this is going to be a really cool thing, man. And you, like I said, you get to meet people, you get to see. It's more intimate. It's going to be in close. So
limited ceiling. Go to wearedeepsouth.com and you can RSVP for that. So make sure you get your seat there. And then last but not least, go ahead and plan ahead. Kids camp in July. You can sign your kid up. If they are a wrestling fan, this is the perfect place for them to be. July 20th through 24th in Atlanta. There for Deep South Wrestling. You can find out more about that as well at wearedeepsouth.com. Nick, I'm going to get a shameless plug in for me just in case anybody's over there. I'll be at Romy's Grocery in Tupelo, Mississippi coming up January 22nd doing comedy. So come out and hang out with me in Tupelo Thursday, January 22nd. Get your tickets at comedybreakin.com. Before we get out of here, we want to make sure we get a little 1, 2, 3 with Nick Patrick.
All right.
Nick, our first one comes from Jesse Wilson. And Jesse wants to know, he said, Nick, 1, 2, 3 best classic TV shows out of these: Cheers, Seinfeld, and MASH. So where are you at? Cheers, Seinfeld, and MASH. You can go 1, 2, 3 or 3, 2, 1. What do you think's your favorite or your worst out of those?
MASH lasted years.
Were you a MASH fan?
Yeah, I was. I got an old T-shirt I sleep in now because it's got holes in it, but it's a MASH 4077. Yeah, I have.
Nice.
Yeah, I used to wear it before it started having holes in it. So now I sleep in it, man. But I still got a MASH shirt, man.
So MASH is 1.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put MASH at 1 because of the history of it and the run that it had. And what was the other two? Seinfeld and Cheers.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, because they both had great runs. I'm going to have to say, I'm going to put Cheers.
What'd you like better?
Cheers. I saw Cheers because I was on the road a lot. I didn't see Seinfeld hardly any. I mean, they'd almost run their course, and
they're already in reruns.
They were starting reruns by the time I got to sit down and start watching. I loved a couple of kids, but I was on the road all the time, so I didn't get to catch a lot of Seinfeld until after the fact. Everyone loves Raymond, same thing. That was very funny to me. But that'd be the list. I'd go MASH, and then I would go Cheers,
and then Seinfeld, I think for me personally, watching, it's tough. The weird part is, I was kind of in on MASH, but it was a little before my time. So I saw some reruns, of course, growing up. It might be one of those where if I go watch it again, I'll appreciate it more. I didn't get all the jokes, all that stuff when you're younger. I'd probably go Cheers and then Seinfeld, then MASH, but those are all 3 classics. Appreciate you sending those in. Oh, this is a good one now. Jack Spade wants to know best way to cook a steak. 1, 2, 3, grill, cast iron, or broiler. Grill, cast iron, or broiler. Best ways to cook a steak. Nick, what say you, buddy?
I say the order that you just said it: grill, cast iron,
okay,
and broiler. They're just like that. Yeah, because now cast iron is really good.
That's good. You can get that grill, butter going.
Yeah, and the way you see it, because I do that now a lot. It's easier than because I got to get another grill. My old grill's been in there, and I need to either break it down and get rid of it, and clean it and break it and get it, or get a brand whole new one. But I do a lot of the iron skillet. I do a lot of it, and man, you can make an awesome steak that way. But something about that fire on the grill, to me,
Come on now.
Yeah, I got, to me, I'm going grill first, iron skillet second, broiler number 3.
All right. Let's see what we got. Ibsen in the chat. All right. Well, now Ibsen, hang on now. He said 1, 2, 3 best nitro party locations after the show. You got to give us 3 options though, Ibsen. You got to say hotel lobby, backstage, and the nearest bar or the nearest strip club. You got to give us 3 things to pick from, Ibsen. We'll do that. By the way, before we wrap up 1, 2, 3, 40 out said you can get Monday Night Garage Beers at Walmart. One of them's called Slap Fight. How about that?
Oh yeah. That'd probably be in honor of Stunt Marshall there.
Yeah, well, Coach Rosie jumping in late. He said, "Cheers, friends."
What's up,
MASH.
brother?
He hated MASH. Oh wow. See,
hated MASH. Yeah.
I think for a certain time it was just like I said. I probably didn't get all the flyby jokes. You know what I mean? All the innuendos and all that good stuff. Yeah. Ibsen, give us 3 different deals. By the way, Coach Rosie said he's going cast iron with heavy butter. And by the way, I think we all agree with 40 ounce in my belly for all 3.
All 3. Yeah. That's the bottom line. That's where it's going to end up, brother.
I ain't turning down any of them.
That cast iron, though, you can throw some like mushrooms and stuff in there along with it, and which is hard to, because you're going to if I'm going to saute some mushrooms or onions and stuff to go with it, then I like to do it in with the steak.
In the cast iron?
Yeah. So, that's depends on what your sides are going to be as well,
All right. And we'll do one more from the 1, 2, 3 with Nick Patrick. Let's see. Bobby Pilot said, Nick, best rock bands to relax to. 1, 2, 3, Eagles, Pink Floyd, Dire Straits. Well, those are good bands. That's a good 3 right there. Eagles, Pink Floyd, and Dire Straits. You're relaxing to. I think that's the key there.
I'm going Pink Floyd, Eagles, and then Dire Straits.
Okay. What made Pink Floyd number 1?
Just because I listened. Well, I live in Eagles toss up, because I like the more. I don't know. I just dig their vibe from back in the day, man. That you could just get in the zone, listen to some, and just kind of, just their stuff was stuff that you'd look at. Back in the day. They'd make albums that you'd want to listen to start to finish, and Pink Floyd was that. I enjoyed that aspect.
Chill. I mean, they got that chill back, laid back song.
Yeah, it was almost like a theme, and I enjoyed that. Eagles, they were like hits, they weren't really theme, but there was different hits and they changed with the times. And then I loved the Joe Walsh guitar in the Eagles too.
Incredible. Damn, they changed their whole sound.
Yeah. He was,
they were more country.
Big fan of Joe Walsh. Big fan of Joe Walsh.
They were country, a little bit Southern rock, and then Joe Walsh got there, buddy, and it changed their whole sound. All right, we're going to get this one. Ibsen came back with his. So the topic is
party places after the show.
best Nitro party locations, and I'm glad he clarified because this is what he meant. South, Northeast, or West Coast. So 1, 2, 3 party after a Nitro. What's usually the best parties? Is it going to be 1, 2, 3? You rank them out of down south, Northeast, and West Coast.
It was funny because we usually do the same thing in every place.
All right, now figure south. I don't know if it's good or bad. South, you're going to be closer to home.
Yeah, south, you're closer to home. I like, south is,
So is that a negative on the party, or is it?
No, south is no. You throw down in the south now. Brother. You
got your crew with you.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah. In the ATL, you can do what you want to do, man. And I think I'd go south first, and I'd go West Coast second, because man, you got some connects out in the West Coast. You can have a good ass time. West Coast is someplace, but I always say the West Coast is a place I love to visit, but I don't want to live there. I'm ready to come back home. No slam. I'm not trying to slam anybody. It's just because I love to visit. It's a lot of fun. But and then the Northeast, you got to have the connections. The Northeast, I like. It's fun, but it is just so congested and crowded and just and that's difficult for me. So that would definitely go in third place.
Well, Rosie said West Coast girls don't put apples on.
Well,
Rosie's in Arizona. He's going to know what's going on there. They said your wife can find you if you're closer to home.
Especially now.
That's why he don't want the West Coast girls.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. There's a little 1, 2, 3 with Nick Patrick. Y'all see how it works. Drop us one in the comments or think of one for next time, and we will get to yours before we get out of here. Nick, the hour has flown by, my friend. Thank y'all for joining us. Thank you for the super chat, Stuart. We appreciate that. Appreciate you hitting us up, man, and telling us about what you got going on. That was a fun way to start the show with a little. I saw us talking about a lot of things today, Nick. None of them was the skiing squirrel peeing on my head. Man. I didn't know we were going to bring up that story today.
Damn. I was going to say, did it help? Did it help like hair growth or anything?
No, look, it's gone, dude.
It just burned it off, man. You should sue that little bastard.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's why I'm bald. I forgot.
Yeah, that's that damn squirrel, man.
100% still had hair. I mean, it was still going thin, but I had hair when he peed on my head.
Yeah, I'm down for the joust, man. We'll put it on Deep South, brother.
We are going to figure it out. By the way, speaking of, 40 Ounce said after a Deep South show in Atlanta, a random guy gave me some steak and potatoes. I think he thought I was homeless. Well, that checks out. That checks out. Cito. Checks out right there. So a couple of y'all, we will. I'll see you in Atlanta. Got the Top Guy weekend coming up in Atlanta for the Rumble. Next week we'll get Big Nick. Hopefully, we're going to try. We're going to get Big Nick's podcast debut and his Rumble picks.
Yeah.
We'll try to get that as well. And don't forget, go to We Are Deep South shows coming up there in February. He's got the Monday Night Garage coming up. Then they've got on the 15th. Then they got Legacy Night coming up. You can still go sign up for the kids camp in the summer. And if you are out and somewhere in the Tupelo, Mississippi section, I'll be there doing comedy on the 22nd. Follow them online, Deep South Wrestling, Instagram, YouTube, all of it, Facebook. He's Nick Patrick. You can follow myself at The Casio Kid. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications for Podcast Eat Wrestling YouTube so you'll never miss a show here. Nick, thank you for your time again. I know you're busy, brother, and I look forward to you to catching up with you next week before we get a little Royal Rumble preview next week.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. But, we did pretty good on our picks last week, too. The only one that we really botched was the Buffalo pick.
We did. I think everybody botched that.
Yeah, everybody went, oh, good Lord. Yeah, that poor quarterback was crying.
Do we want to get it? What do you think? Patriots and Broncos, of course, Bo Nix fractured his ankle at the end of that game, so he is not going to be starting. By the way, shout out to Bo Nix and the family. Played at Scottsboro High School, about 40 minutes where I'm at right now. And another Auburn quarterback, Bo Nix from Auburn, and now Jarrett Stidham, also an Auburn quarterback, will be starting there as well. Who are you taking, Patriots or Broncos?
Patriots.
We got the Patriots there, Seahawks and Rams. Who you taking there, Nick?
Oh man, I'm gonna go Rams, but I'm telling you right now, if those Seahawks come out there and play like they did the other night,
they were on fire,
man, in every aspect of the game. I mean, from the minute that the toe touched the leather on the kickoff, they started whooping ass. I mean, and
incredible.
Didn't let their foot off the neck until it was done. You know, that in every aspect of their game was hot. The special teams, the offense and defense, they might be the one that goes all the way, but
they got the home field advantage.
Yeah, and that crowd is hot, man. It's loud there. It's like one of the loudest stadiums in football. So they've got a great advantage. They got a great opportunity to go all the way. But I like Stafford, and I still, and I picked him last week, so I'm going to stick with them. I'm going to stick with them. I'm thinking it's going to end up being the Patriots and the Rams in the Super Bowl.
I'm definitely taking the Patriots. Without Bo Nix, Broncos are just going to be a different team. That'll be
after last week. It's been real easy to jump ship and go with the Seahawks. They look good. Seahawks
are 50-50 to me. I'm leaning Seahawks right now. We'll see as we get closer. I think I'm going to take Patriots over Broncos, and I'm probably leaning Seahawks over the Rams. But that's going to be a fun one. And
who are you going with tonight?
National champ game. I think it's Indiana's year, man. They just look like a machine right now.
I do too, but I think this is the first time because that dadgum defense for
Miami is incredible.
The U. Yeah, they're like NFL defense.
They're legit. I just don't think they can score enough.
Yeah. It's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a very good. They're very close, skill level wise. I think it's going to be an excellent game. But I'm with you. I think it's Indiana's year too.
Yeah, they proved to go with it.
The way they handled Ohio State and the way they handled Alabama, I was like,
incredible.
These dudes are for real, because I kind of questioned them up until I saw those two games. So,
beat Oregon twice. I mean, they're legit. They're legit.
They handled Oregon both times.
Yep. All right, so it's fun sports coming up. Join us next time. Like we said, like, subscribe, turn on the notifications. Easy for me to say.
That too.
And you will never miss another live show. We'll be back here again next week on Podcast Eat Wrestling. For Nick Patrick, I'm Casio Kid. Y'all have a good time. We'll see you next time.